Hey Julia, I just wanted to quickly show you what I was talking about with Office 365. When you log in as you can see here, I'm logged in as me, the teacher. Um, you have your whole suite of products available to you. What I wanted to point out is that there is a feature that you can create a group. So I'm recommending, or I'm showing you that I created an Ariaga test group. It's a private group, so only people that I invite can participate in the group. When I click on it as the teacher, and it loads, my internet's slow here at home, you'll see that it has a test group name. You can change this icon to be a picture of something you like. And you have options: conversations, calendar, who the members are, files, and even a group notebook. So I feel like this is a comprehensive way to share things with your students, knowing they already have accounts, no need to set up accounts, and it's within the platform of where they create their work in the first place, through their OneDrive. Or that's how they should be working. We need to teach them. So they can use their OneDrive storage and easily share documents with you, the teacher, and to the group. There's also a way in Office 365 for you as the teacher just to set up classroom folders and share them with the students, and that's how they can turn their work in. Let's see. So I wanted to just point this out, that this is a way, it's a new way. I have not used it with students. I have used it with colleagues. I do think that it is a nice way to do things, especially like the calendar feature, because that will show up on the student's account when they log in. For example, I'm going to go to, this is a test student account. You can see indicated by the little kid in the books. So what they would see when they opened it was if there was anything that was posted to them, they could reply, just like in Edmodo. But they could also go and see on the calendar that they have, say, a test coming up, Unit 1 test. So you could run a calendar through here, and then they could go to the files section where if you shared something with the students, notes, sheets, documents, anything, assignment pages that you wanted them to have, as opposed to copying them, you could place those here directly out of your OneDrive. So it's just a lot easier way to share resources. So I just wanted to show it to you, and if you're interested, I'd be happy to work with you on setting it up for your class. I would say that I would combine it with something like Diigo. Diigo is an online, you may already know what it is, I think you do. You can store bookmarks and links and things like that and share them with groups. And what I love about it is that once you set it up for your history group, then you can, let's see here, let me see what my groups are. Like, I had it back when I was teaching business, had my kids on a group. So you can create a group that people can follow. And when you click on it, they can see all the bookmarks that you make. Like I follow Diigo in education. And so any bookmarks that other people, so I can go through and see what other people are bookmarking and thinking about. So we'd have to kind of come up with a plan on how it should be managed and how your kids would use it. But I highly recommend it if you're using lots of websites and having the kids do research, because it's just a collaborative way to share those links without having to edit a website all the time. It's quick, it's easy. You get a log in and organize, maybe a tagging system of how you want things tagged, and then everybody's sharing the same web resources. So I do recommend that. Anyway, in my email, I gave you a lot of other resources like Canva. I do think it's a great infographic building site. They already have some built-in layouts and things like that. It's more for businesses, not necessarily for education, but if you can get past that and use some of the layouts, and then just everything is modifiable, so you can create your complete own look in Canva very simply. I'm using a 8.5 by 11 page, so I could see you setting up a template for, say, your notes page, or introducing, new content, and you have a similar style that you use all the time, how you do things, and then the kids get familiar with it, and that really works for when you put out new content. So Canva. I also gave you some links to some interesting articles that I found that might be helpful to you. Just teaching with infographics in general and where to start, which I think is really good. And then the New York Times has some nice resources for specifically history. So I gave you those. I also gave you a resource that I really like. She's very comprehensive, is Kathy Schrock. You may have heard of her, but she has a ton of information about using infographics in a lot of ways, but also as a creative assessment. So that's for you. And then on the word wall, I mentioned Padlet, which I've used for a long time and I just love. For example, like I used it last year for a vision board, just things I needed to do. It was hard to keep my head straight with all 3 campuses and everything that needed to be done, so I used it as a place for me to just add things and move them around. It wasn't really a to-do list, but it was a way to keep track of what I was doing on campuses and kind of where my head was. So as you can see, you can be creative with it. You can style it the way you want to. You can move things around. That's what I love about it. But specifically for a word wall, I haven't used it. So I did a little research and I found a couple of great videos, which I gave you links to, that talk about using Padlet as a word wall. Here is my favorite, the Ultimate Word Wall with ThingLink and Padlet. ThingLink is amazing. You can take an image of any kind and then add little dots to it so that it'll click through to other things, whether it be a document or a website or a video. So they're kind of combining their word wall with ThingLink, and I thought it was genius. So it goes through how to do that here and gives you some examples and shows it to you. SITs are using it. I started this one. We're using it for a brainstorming thing. So I highly recommend a combination of Padlet and ThingLink, or just Padlet alone. With an account, you can create a new wall. You can give the link to the students. That's not working properly. My internet's just weird and slow. Let me go back and see if I can do something here. Create a new Padlet. So it's very easy to create. Something's not right. It's very easy to create. Oh, sure, Ms. Devine. Let me just go to one I already have. It's something with my internet. It's not. Oh, like I used this with Lisa McNally planning a QR code thing that we were doing at George. So again, you can use it in so many wonderful ways, and it just gives you a blank wall. You can customize it. You can, add things in the background. There's a million things to do with it. I can't even tell you. So I can work with you on that as well, but I highly recommend it for what you're trying to do. And that's it, ma'am. I know a lot of this might be confusing, but if you have questions or just want to talk or even meet, yes, it's going to be busy, but I'm very anxious to help you get off on the right foot. So, love you and talk to you soon.